Good afternoon, everyone. Just a few things before we start. Robert and Joseph have organised an incredibly talented photographer and videographer to capture their day, so please enjoy the ceremony and leave your phones in your laps. While we're on the topic of phones, please check them now and make sure those phones are in fact on silent. After the ceremony, Joe and Robert will pop out to take some photos, so make your way to the reception location, grab a drink, relax before the party begins. I will now ask all those willing and able to please stand as our wedding party make their entrance. My name is Kyra Seaton. I am the authorised marriage celebrant officiating this marriage today. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all today to celebrate the marriage of Robert and Joe. Having gotten to know both Robert and Joe over the last few months, one thing that became evidently clear is not only how in love they are, but how much they genuinely respect and love each other. These two qualities are things I have seen in relationships and truly admired. I asked them to talk me through how they met. Robert, as most of you know, is an oncologist, a job in its own that requires a great deal of care and can often deal with a lot of loss. Joe's beautiful mother, Elizabeth, was Robert's patient. They met whilst Robert was treating Elizabeth, and Joe was there every appointment. Joe recounts the unwavering support Robert provided them both. He would come in on his days off just to make sure Elizabeth had everything she needed. It was during this time, with a lot of prodding and meddling from Elizabeth, I was advised, that they got to know each other and bonded over their love of black and white films. They formed a friendship, and over that time, that friendship turned to love. Listening to this story of their meeting and the lengths Robert went to for Joe and his mother, the support and respect, it became more and more clear. These two were meant for each other. Joe and Robert have asked their good friend Max to read a poem they have chosen for this day. Max, would you please join us? Thank you, Max. I am duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to the law. I am duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to law. Before you are joined in marriage in my presence and in the presence of these witnesses, I am to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship into which you are now about to enter. Marriage, according to law in Australia, is the union of two people to the exclusion of all others, voluntarily entered into for life. Robert, please repeat after me. I call upon the persons here present to witness.
I call upon the persons here present to witness.
That I, Robert Patrick Downs.
That I, Robert Patrick Downs.
Take thee, Joseph Thomas Johnston.
Take thee, Joseph Robert Thompson. What?
Take thee, Joseph Thomas Johnston.
Take thee, Joseph Thomas Johnston.
To be my lawful wedded spouse.
To be my lawful wedded spouse.
Joe, please repeat after me. I call upon the persons here present to witness.
I call upon the persons here present to witness.
That I, Joseph Thomas Johnston.
That I, Joseph Thomas Johnston.
Take thee, Robert Patrick Downs.
Take thee, Robert Patrick Downs.
To be my lawful wedded spouse.
To be my lawful wedded spouse.
Robert and Joe have written their own vows and would like to share here today. Robert, do you vow to respect, love and care for Joe, to remind her of the good moments in life even when it seems like they had outweighed the bad, to be his partner through it all?
I do.
You may now place the ring on his finger. Joe, do you promise to love, support and encourage Robert to be the best version of himself? To be their partner through all... Joe, do you promise to love, support and encourage Robert to be the best version of themselves? To be their partner through all the bad, good and new?
I do.
Robert, you may now place the ring on Joe's finger. It is with great pleasure that I now pronounce you both partners in marriage. You may now share your first kiss as a married couple. It is at this time that Joe, Robert, and their two witnesses, Charles and Scarlett, will join us to sign the register at the signing table. Please take this time to mingle and talk. We'll be back in just a moment.
So, I'll get. I've lost the paperwork. Robert. Decision. And just thank you. And just here. Try. And just here. And just here. And just here. Just here. And here. One more, sorry. Just here. Just here. Yep, just here. Just here. Thank you.
Once again, please make your way to the reception venue for cocktail hour. Robert, Joe, and their wedding party will take some photos of this beautiful sunset. Enjoy the canapes, cocktails, and party the night away. Robert and Joe, I wish you all the happiness in the world and a life full of love. Folks, it's my pleasure to introduce you to your married couple, Robert and Joe Johnston Downs.